Welcome back to the Simple Mind Podcast, episode 56.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Simple
I
Mind
guess mine's
Podcast.
not good
Yeah,
enough.
screw you, Barlow.
They're both staying in. Just so everybody can see the manipulativeness.
Mm-hmm.
We gaslight. All right. What is up, everybody?
Third time's a charm.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. This is why nobody watches. While you're early, hit the subscribe and like button. We'd appreciate it. Hunter, give us our first topic.
I bet maybe it's selling out too quickly. They know to like and subscribe. You don't need to do it the first 5 seconds.
Everybody else is already gone at this point.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
Howdy, Cole.
All right.
We should just do.
Cole's not watching.
We should
a
do
Cole
like
talk.
essays, just for Cole.
Cole talk.
I guess
Oh,
that's essentially what a podcast is.
that man supposed to give us like a
Yeah.
video?
Fake fan.
Fake
All right. Anyways, so recently, as of like an hour ago,
Yeah.
I was out with some people from work. And I
Right.
was like, I gotta go do a podcast, and they were like, "What do you guys talk about on that?"
We have no
I was like, "Usually nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing
We don't do
important.
anything. I
for
mean,
our own
whatever.
enjoyment.
But so I started reading some of the topics of our topic list. I was like, why haven't we talked about this one? One of them says, if you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be? And then in parentheses it says you can change the size if need be.
That's mine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
mine. And gosh, I had a great idea when I wrote it.
Oh, that was
obviously.
definitely in there. That's been in there for 8 months at least.
I don't know. I think I did.
I was like, that's a good question.
Quality content.
I think I did. What was it? I think it might have been like a panda, or a like an elephant, like a small elephant.
They're like hairless, but they're hairy. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. However, it's just like top of my mind. It's like I think like a potbelly pig elephant. I just realized this is off of South Park. Damn it. Like a small
pot belly pig elephant.
Yeah, like a potbelly pig size.
Oh.
But it's an elephant.
So essentially a baby elephant.
Yeah. I guess a baby elephant
That doesn't
but
grow.
That doesn't grow. I think that's a great idea.
I think that's a horrible
But
answer.
actually,
The clear answer is obviously like a tiger.
Yeah.
Or a
but
lion.
that's just a cat.
I was
I
going,
bet-
That's just a
Imagine
cat.
having Susie as a pet that's bigger and can do more damage.
So you just want a bigger cat, like a bigger house cat. That's all you're asking.
See, I was
for.
gonna
Could you
say-
imagine
I was
if
gonna say
Susie
a
was the
minute-
size of Zeus.
I was going to say a miniature house cat.
Like just make it any smaller.
Yeah, like it stays a kitten.
Too dangerous.
Wow.
When Susie was, I can't tell you how many times I almost stepped on her.
I still step.
I can't tell you how many times I did, and I'm not gonna ever want to tell anybody.
Yeah. No,
She has a problem getting underneath your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
When they're that small.
Guess you're right. Man,
a shark. Like a small,
shark.
a small like beta-sized shark.
A
Confined to
beta-sized shark?
Well, like an
You can
average.
buy those in a jar at Sparky's.
No, not
No.
sharks. They're betas. You want a beta-sized shark, not a shark-sized beta.
Yeah, that's
What?
terrible.
No, I'm saying you can buy. You never read those. The Eagles thing. They're all headlined with
You
like
can't buy a
live
shark. No.
No.
Every single one of them. Live shark. Live
No.
alligator.
No. What?
Yes. Have you never
Alligator.
seen an eagle? The eagle stores.
They do not sell live sharks.
It's not. No,
They sell
there's-
hermit crabs and frogs.
There's no sharks that are that small. Like even like the smallest
They're
shark.
in jars. We walked past them in Sparky's. Those were pretty sure they're
No.
dead. They're like fossil. They're not.
Yeah. I'm talking about
But-
alive
but they say
small
live.
sharks. So alive at one time sharks. Like cool. I don't care. Like so I'm going with like a shark. Elliot, what are you going for? A small cat.
No goodness.
Wow, what a great answer.
Well, a creative answer is what you mean. I don't know.
Giraffe.
No, I don't really like pets. All right, so this is a hard thing for me.
Yeah.
I really like a cat, and cat's about it.
What do you think it would be cool? I mean, like,
Oh, okay. So are we talking about removing liability here?
sure.
I want a freaking grizzly bear.
See, that's the answer. This is a podcast, all right? It's still my podcast.
Well, I mean, I'm just okay. Here,
Gosh, what if
Hear
something
me
I thought you
happens?
wanted to kill a grizzly bear.
I want to kill one.
What
too.
size? What size
I
is
can,
a
knock,
grizzly bear?
I can knock it both out.
Like a cat-sized grizzly bear, or like
No. Well,
See,
so
see if you
okay.
say if you
Farm
say
to table, you're gonna raise it, then kill it, then eat it.
no, because if you say dog-sized grizzly bear, at that point,
That's
just get
good.
let's get someone like the hunter's dog, Zeus.
Yeah, you might as well just buy Zeus. No,
He's like 1,000. He's a big
I think
dog.
I think a cat-sized grizzly bear would be a decent size, but then you're just having a
A cub.
koala.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, but see, like you also have like different like koalas or like I rather have a cat-sized bear than a koala.
You think so?
Yeah, koalas are more like climby and everything, and bears more like eating.
What about
and
those
walking
like
around.
red pandas? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
red pandas. From,
You know, we
like,
see
Asia.
like people like keep having like pet foxes. I always
Mhm.
think that's cool. However, like apparently like foxes make terrible pets because they're foxes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Or
So,
raccoons. I've seen people with.
well, so you can actually have anything as a pet. I don't. There's a certain.
Except tigers.
The-
I don't think you can have tigers
No,
anymore.
you can have everything. No, like literally
I
everything.
thought there was laws against tigers.
No, there's laws, but you can have everything as a pet.
Oh.
So like they'll
I thought you were saying
they'll
it's-
become accustomed to you and like be pet natured. Like when you see these people that have like raccoons and stuff, they're not domesticated.
Yeah,
but-
I remember seeing stuff about raccoons. Like apparently, people are keeping raccoons. 'Cause apparently, when raccoons are young, they're very obedient,
Mhm.
like very obedient. And once they get like really older, then they're like raccoons, and they stop being like obedient and start being like rowdy and like being raccoons, and they make terrible pets.
really.
Who would have known?
I don't think I'd want a raccoon.
It's like after like a couple
No.
of years, apparently they just they're like terrible pets. They start being like raccoons.
Yeah. Sit. Go.
Well,
Well,
I'm. There's a slight topic shift.
He didn't even answer. Hunter don't like animals.
I mean,
I
what,
did.
what,
I said a
what's-
tiger or a lion's obvious
That's just
choice.
a cat. That's just a cat.
It's a massive cat, and I would rather have a tiger than a tiger-sized Susie.
Ooh. Oh, so you're saying like you would rather just have a tiger?
Yeah.
That's
You ever
cool.
seen? I mean,
don't know if I-
you've been to a zoo, but
Well,
have
hold
you
on a minute.
actually?
Whoa, whoa. I
You know
think
those things
I
are like
changed-
600
I changed
pounds?
my answer.
Those things are massive.
I would rather have a tiger-sized Susie.
No.
Susie, your kitten? See, I would have. See, a tiger.
Just get a
Would be-
Mancoon, you know?
Oh,
Like
they're
those-
huge.
They're big and they are mean.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
I've heard. All right. The reason why we were able to keep like cats aren't domesticated per se. Like the reason why dogs and like cows are just domesticated because they have like a herd mentality type thing, and we're the big dog. Cats don't have that. The reason why we can keep house cats is because they can't kill us. So that's the problem. So when you increase the size of the cat,
Arlo makes a good point.
that's literally cats aren't like in the legitimate term. They're not just domesticated because they don't have like these are also reasons why people don't ride zebras. Horses have that like herd-ish mentality, so we can have that.
Zebras have
So-
herd mentality.
So that's a
What-
genetic.
what-
That
what
was
do you
that was
mean?
a question I was going to ask. Like, why did we go to cats and dogs and not anything else?
So
I figured you were a
It-
history buff.
so there was when you're talking about nothing else, like so cats and dogs. They recently have started actually domesticating foxes,
Yeah.
which I thought
Wow.
was pretty cool.
Because they're like, I guess we can. They're cute.
we can.
They're cute and you can sell
There's
them.
like a huge process that it takes for domestication. There's like hundreds of generations have to pass through. So these people are like breeding foxes just as fast as they can breed them.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
How long do foxes live? 'Cause I remember seeing a lot of people keep possums as pets because they don't live that very long. Possums live like 2 years. So like you can like pretty much domesticate a possum because it doesn't get old enough to think for itself. Sounds terrible.
Huh.
Yeah, possums have like really low metabolism. That's why they can't get rabies. Fun fact. I think that's why they can't get rabies.
It's all news to me. I didn't know any of this.
How's the research coming there, Dave?
He's looking awful hard.
See, there's not a clear. So I was looking up the definition
Of domestication?
Yeah. And there's not like it's not like a very straight cut answer. It's like
I always thought domestication was humans going out of their way
Domestic
to...
species are raised for food, work, clothing, medicine, and many other uses. Domesticated plants and animals must be raised and cared for by humans. Domesticated species are not wild. So that's very
very broad.
Yes,
so broad.
very.
So I know, like, when you have a raccoon off, that's not a domesticated raccoon. You can't have a domesticated raccoon.
I thought the definition of domesticated was like humans going out of their way to like use it for something. And that's why I said cats weren't really domesticated, because we didn't go out of our way to domesticate cats. They showed up because there were a lot of rats in cities, and cats eat rats. So cats showed up to our cities, and we're like, oh, look at a little kitty. You know?
Is that how it happened?
We didn't go out of our way to find cats.
So undoubtedly, domesticated animals have been selected and bred genetically and adapted over generations to live alongside humans.
That's for dogs.
So, like, they're genetically different than how they started.
Huh. That makes sense. That makes
so,
sense.
like,
That's a good definition,
a dog,
So they evolved.
they've evolved
Evolved.
alongside humans. So you don't see cows out in the wild. You don't see, well, you do see horses out in the wild, but that's not really a thing like it.
Not like it used to be.
Yeah. We get what you're saying.
So, like, sheep are domesticated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't see
Yeah.
sheep in the sense of sheep out in the wild.
How long do you think it took a wolf to become a dog?
I don't know.
See, that was like always my question, because dogs, that's a man-made creation.
So when they domesticate the next thing, how do they know when it's fully domesticated?
It's probably just so up in the air.
Does
It's
it
just like,
happen so? Like, does it take so much time that there's not really a question? It just kind of happens.
So this is interesting. I don't think so. I was watching a podcast the other. Actually, it was. I don't know if it was Joe Rogan.
Podcast or a video essay?
No, it was a podcast.
Okay.
It was Joe Rogan, or maybe it was somebody that was on Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't know. Joe Rogan was mentioned. I can't remember if he was there or not. But it was basically talking about feral hogs in Texas, and essentially,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
feral hogs aren't feral hogs.
they're pigs.
They're pigs. And he was like, as soon as your pig leaves the pig's area, like, it essentially reverts.
That's true. That's
So
so crazy.
really?
Yes.
No, and like, its genetics, I don't know if they change or if different traits come out, but like, its snout will get longer
Yeah, but is that
after it's grown.
Yeah, but is that evolution or is that adaptation? Because if we go swing a hammer and an axe for 2
So
years
I'm
or
gonna-
for a week, we're going to start
So
developing
I think-
calluses.
I
But
think
that's not evolution. That's adaptation, right?
I think that's what it is. I think so. All right, let me give you an example.
But-
Let me give you an example. All right, let's say you're sitting at home, literally sitting in your office chair, playing video games, not getting up for anything. You're not standing up for anything. Stephanie brings you all the food you want all the time. You're not gonna look, since you were raised, you're not gonna look the way you are now. Then you release this Elliot to the world with a bunch of protein and creatine, with other people on protein, creatine, buff dudes. Say, all right, bro, let's go. You're gonna look different after a while.
Right. No,
You're gonna look different.
No, I get that, but
You're gonna
like,
get buffed up. Testosterone's gonna go through the roof.
which is adaptation. Because I remember when I learned this for the first time, because this is way back when I was like, evolution, that's so stupid, that's not a thing. Then like I heard somebody give a really good explanation. Like adaptation would be a cow's tongue gets tougher or something like that because they're eating rocky grass instead of grass. But evolution would be that over generations, cows that live in Arizona now have a biome that other cows do not, that allow them to ingest certain foods.
Yeah, because the cows who
it's like a genetic, yeah,
because cows who could not ingest that food
Right.
died, so the cows who could move on.
exactly.
but see, I can't imagine evolution taking like a long time. Because if
It entirely depends on the creature, and because of the way evolution supposedly works is just like through like what we just said, genetics. So for a turtle, for example, evolution will take literally nothing, because turtles haven't changed, because turtles live 100 years. However, a fruit fly who lives a couple an hours, they're gonna evolve much quicker because they're constantly getting new genes, and there's the selection gets better and better. However, compared to a turtle, which takes forever to die and have
So,
new kids.
The best example of evolution there is bacteria.
Yeah, because it
So-
does quickly.
Yeah.
It dies
So
quickly.
bacteria
I just said.
doesn't adapt; it evolves,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like it can happen in a matter of hours. A new
Really?
species of
I didn't know it was that
Yeah.
quick.
So
I thought like months. 'Cause
Nope.
evolution takes forever.
days,
That is
a matter
crazy.
of days for bacteria to change.
Hmm.
That's
What-
crazy.
You know what I think is super interesting, and so like there's a lot of stuff in like there's a reason why evolution is a theory. There's a lot of stuff that's like, why does that happen? You know, there's for example, for a period of Earth's history, everything in the ocean wanted to evolve into crabs.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
like every crustacean wanted to go into a crab. Don't know why, but everything started like slowly evolve into a crab and then just kind of stopped. Everyone, look it up. It's a video essay. Why do
Wait,
things?
so how do we know that?
Because like
Fossils, probably.
It's literally fossils. It'll be like this species that is slowly turning crab-like, like a lobster. Lobster's not a crab. That's what I mean. It's not like fish turning into crabs. It's like lobsters slowly becoming long to like circle.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's like why are all these things turning into crabs? And like but there's also
Was it the horseshoe crab that's like there's one species of crab that's like
been there forever.
been there forever but also has incredibly useful blood. I think it is the horseshoe crab, and it's like super smart, and it's like could be an alien species because of the stuff that
But what I was getting to is, so which one do you think is older? The average type shark with the point or the hammerhead?
I think the hammerhead's the oldest.
It is. And it
I
makes
think I've seen that somewhere.
and people are like
Why? But why?
Why? Yes, it's like the evolution thing is like it would make sense that the normal head shark would come first and the hammerheads would evolve. But that's not true for like all the hammerheads. Like some of them are. There's different types of hammerheads, obviously.
Why are there what?
But the really long one, like the one like the hammerhead, the really long one's older than like other hammerheads that are kind of like ovalish.
Yeah.
That looks like in a couple billion years, sooner or later, it would be like a normal shark. But like the really weird shark hammerhead is older than like most sharks,
So
and they're like, why?
So the crazy thing, and it's just to think about anything.
I guess the answer-
How do we not converge to just? Are we on a path to converging to an ultimate species?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the great white.
Well, not just
The
the
great
great white.
white. See, that's-
Everything in general.
Yeah, that's the thing is like the whole idea of evolution is that. However, things change. For example, like I said, the ultimate species, alligators, great whites, they have not changed. The alligator / crocodile and the great white have not changed. They've been literally that, for like millions of years. The crocs were there. It's a literal dinosaur.
Yeah.
Literal dinosaur. That's why they always say the crocodile is a perfect killing machine because it's been around forever, and it will probably pass us. No, probably not. But like, yeah, you're right. And one of the great examples is humans, because we are dominating Earth right now, dominating. And like another topic that I have on the thing is when will like all the animals eventually go?
Mm-hmm.
I think I said specifically mammals, because we are dominating. And there's stuff like you said, just like the horseshoe crab, been around forever. It peaked. It doesn't need to technically evolve anymore, so it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
What else has been around forever?
Whales.
Whales, been around forever. You know what's crazy is the biggest creature on Earth ever is the blue whale. We're living in the time of the biggest creature on Earth.
Really?
Yes, the biggest creature on Earth ever, like, has ever been on Earth that we know of, is the blue whale.
So it's not one of those like
Nope.
massive sea creatures,
Those things are massive.
but not bigger than the blue whale.
Not bigger than blue whale. Wow. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Fact check me. I'm 99% sure that's right.
That's
blue whale is
incredible.
incredible. It's huge.
Just mammals, or
No, just
I think it's period.
should I say biggest species?
no.
Or
Just
biggest
is there
animal
anything
ever?
bigger than the blue
Blue
whale?
Blue whale.
Oh, there she is.
And like I didn't know that because I kept.
Holy snot! I didn't realize it's bigger than a school bus.
You,
It's bigger. It's like
wait,
6 school
wait,
buses.
wait! You didn't know the blue?
I knew that.
An average well
I
is
knew it
bigger
was-
than
yeah.
a school bus, Elliot.
I didn't really think about it.
Simple
Like,
minds. Reaching a maximum confirmed length of 29.9 meters.
That means it's tagged. Yeah, they're huge.
Wow.
And I think, I think it's crazy that we're, like, throughout like the millions of years of like big life being on like Earth, it's crazy that we're living with the biggest animal
Right.
ever.
They live 80 to 90 years.
that's impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
300,000 pounds. Wow.
Just like your mama.
Yeah, but there's always a thing like we would always think, like, oh, like the megalodon or like those other big dinosaur like
What is
sea
this?
creatures.
No.
I wonder what number 2 is.
You want to see?
Sure.
The first thing that popped up was an article that says the top 10 biggest animals that ever walked the earth.
Walked or swam.
That's what it says.
Marlon, you're being a lot right now.
Number 10.
Oh God.
Is it
You want to give it a shot?
is it dinosaur? Is it?
Jake?
Jacalopterus.
Let me look at it.
I think that
Jaclopterus.
Jaclitoris.
Yeah.
It's your clitoris. An Australian Shepherd, huh?
Go ahead,
Wait,
Mr. Science. Mr. Thermo. If you say it with confidence the first time, we'll just assume you're right. So.
Jaclitoris. It says it right there.
The Jackalopterus.
I have no idea how to pronounce it because, like, usually with that, stuff like that, it's like what
An
even is
aquatic
it?
scorpion.
What?
What?
That's cool.
9 feet. 9 feet long insect.
Hard pass on
Gosh,
that.
insects are so crazy.
Elephant.
Elephants are big.
They are big, indeed.
All right, keep going.
I'm scroll.
What? Cat.
No!
Cat.
Polar bears are bigger
Cat.
than elephants?
No,
Cap.
they're not. Polar bears are nowhere as big as elephants.
They weigh about 1/10 as much as the largest elephant.
What?
It can be over 8 feet tall. Is that
Bears
standing?
can, yeah, standing.
Oh,
No, it's got to be taller than 8 feet tall standing.
gotta be.
A polar bear? I've never seen. I have seen polar bear, but I've never.
All
Really,
right,
like,
keep going. This article's
keep going.
cat.
I don't like this at all. Chinese giant salmon. Those things are huge. I'm starting to think
What?
that this is stuff still living on Earth.
No, there's a Spinosaurus right there.
Cap, like
Spinosaur-
Spinosauruses aren't even that big.
And they don't even look like that.
What?
They made that up for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, did.
Man. All right.
Yeah, these
that
are-
oversized elephant-looking rhino having ass is definitely not the
It
biggest.
goes from number 4 to number 2.
They can't count.
It goes to number 4 and
Number two- it's number 2 tie. It went 4-2-2.
Okay, all right. This is blew out. I hate this. This thing is terrible.
That's why they tell us not to use. All right, use BBC.
I trust big things named BBC.
Oh man,
The biggest BBCs.
this is
What? Is that the scorpion? Wait, go back. Is that the
maybe.
jack?
oh yeah,
That's
Oh,
the
come on.
jaclitoris. Okay.
Clitoris. It is. Look at that.
largest the Chinese spider crab. Oh, these are categorized.
Oh,
The
largest
largest
bird,
Okay.
living. We don't want living. Oh, it looked like an enormous seagull.
Man.
Wonder how big that thing was.
the thing about dinosaurs are it's very fudged. Like, so a lot
9
of
feet. That's just Bigfoot.
apes got big. A lot of like dinosaur things, like it was this big. A lot of times it's guessing, and a lot of times they like over exaggerate it because funding. Because people like this. A great example is the spine.
Sorry. So what about?
What? It was 25 meters long, so still not as big as a blue whale.
So like a good example is literally the Spinosaurus. People thought it looked like that way in Jurassic Park because it looks cool, it's scary, funding, please fund this dig site of the Spinosaurus. Look at what we think it is. It's so big. It's better than the T-Rex. It's not, but
I thought it was like I walked on all fours.
it
and-
does. It swims more. It's a crocodile.
It's heartbreaking.
It eats 8,000 pounds of krill per day.
That's a
Man,
It's
that's
the
a
loudest
lot.
animal on Earth. Louder than a jet engine.
Really?
huh.
Its calls reach 188 decibels. Our suppressors bring our guns down to like 130.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because blue whales call to each other, don't they? Is that how it works?
The dory.
God, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, but I always hate that. A lot of dinosaurs. It'd be like, it was this big, had this wingspan. They don't know. I mean,
They know about
can-
T-Rex.
they can get. Yeah, T-Rex is
Yeah.
probably the most researched
See, I
animal at this point.
Is that because they watched Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Jurassic Park is nice. Wonder how many T-Rex fossils there are. You know, you think that the fossils are
There
very
aren't. They're
they're
not.
not many.
No, because it's you literally have to have a perfect situation to have a fossil,
Yeah.
because I don't know, all like this and this has to happen to have a fossil. And not to ruin this, but when you see go to the museum and see a complete T-Rex, it's not complete.
32. There's 32
Adult T-Rex
fossils.
have been discovered as fossils.
Yeah, but but none of them are complete. Which I guess is yeah, of course they're not going to be complete.
Right.
But it's probably oh, this is a T-Rex bone. There's 4 T-Rex bones. Bam, there's 34.
Right.
That's how it works.
Wow. Only 32?
See how many?
You know,
see
what
if
the
there's
chance of you seeing a...
Fossils are
They're impossible.
they're that's why it took us so long to figure them out. You know, it was late 1700s before we.
But
right?
they have a
Yeah.
good idea though of what if there's
Yeah.
32 T-Rex fossils out there, say half of those 32 are semi-complete enough to get a picture of how big they are.
Yeah.
Here we go, boys.
Largest and most complete.
200 bones. Oh, 2,000. Sue.
Where's she at?
Marine archaeologist and paleontologist, 1990.
Took 6 people 17 days to extract the dinosaur bones from the ground. I feel like 17 days
That's
is not a
lot.
long
I
time.
was say, I was agreeing that's
That's quick.
kind of quick because literally they have to
The
do it with
FBI sees Sue.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. Hiding secrets from us.
Huh.
Wow.
Oh, it's in Chicago.
The Bureau go back. Sell Sue and suggested that the fossil be ruled. The court ruled that the fossil was to remain property of the trust. The U.S. Supreme Court validating the rule. Wait, so the guy that found it didn't get to keep it?
No. The government took it.
That is greasy.
That's the
Yeah.
most government thing ever.
Wait, what was it found on government land?
Oh, and look, it was purchased too.
Sue's skeleton went to display at the Field Museum in Chicago. Oh,
Before moved to a new private suite in 2018.
oh, so it's at Elon's house. Is that
Yeah, you show up and it's like, Eli, what's that? Is that real? It's like, it's fake. It's fake.
Williams land was being held in trust by the U.S. government for
Oh.
tax relief purposes.
Oh yeah.
oh,
They found a way in and they weaseled.
golly.
It's like I got that's well actually.
It said somewhere when
So it's
in the
held in its
SEO, here it is. It has 250 out of approximately, which again, like you said, they're guessing 380 bones. But by volume, it's 90% complete. It's the most
So the
performed
dinosaur's
one.
head. Yeah, that's what it means by volume. 'Cause it's huge.
It's definitely not his 2 arms.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
I
those arms are bigger than
The
you think.
skull weighs 600 pounds.
Oh no!
Sue,
Yeah, I remember. So
look, there she is.
that is pretty cool. But I think one of the long neck dinosaurs they thought was a dinosaur, but it wasn't. It was just a couple dinosaurs they put together. They were like, something like this. And like some guy were like, these are two different animals. These are two different dinosaurs that you have put into one dinosaur. And they're like, oh, my bad. Because they don't know. Like half of this is like estimating guesses. Just like, yeah.
Do you think something like Jurassic Park will ever happen?
Yes.
Well, yes.
I say yes.
Yes, sure. Like everything's possible, I guess. I mean,
I didn't say is it possible. I said do you think it will happen?
What's that one rule on the internet? Rule 34.
It's about something completely different.
that is a completely different.
There's a
Kids
caveman
at
tape out
home,
there
look up
somewhere.
Rule 34.
Is that what it is?
What?
What's the rule?
The rule is if it exists.
No, I know the rule. What's the rule number? I guess
34.
It's 34. I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it like actually?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, oh,
Google it and find out.
so
I mean, I want to know. I mean,
do you think that applies to everything?
I guess. I mean, that's such a like. I mean, eventually, yeah.
Well, I could see something like Jurassic Park happening within our lifetime. Maybe not like the
not
park.
our lifetime. I think we could
I think
make.
it's plausible, but I don't think they would do it.
So there's always that chicken thing. I don't know if you know, like chicken, like early embryo, wherever it is, kind of looks like a dinosaur. No, not really.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's always that thing for. It's like lizard-like before it turns into a chicken, and I want to say lizard-like. It's in the most quotations, underline, italics thing on the planet. Not really, but it's like not necessarily a bird,
Right.
you know. So they're always like, well, we'll just extract that. There's like a lot of genetic stuff that has to go in before that's even possible.
How
I
they
think
know the dinosaurs had scales?
that's the big thing. That is literally the big thing. They don't.
Wait, yeah. So how do it?
They do not.
So they have any idea?
This is because like there's a big movement in the dinosaur community that all of them were birds.
Is this the Discord you're in?
Yeah, this Discord, me and two other like-minded individuals. No, it's literally. Remember, this is like in your lifetime about them thinking that they have.
No, I know the whole feather thing,
The
but I didn't
feathers.
know like what
Dinosaurs have feathers?
they don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. But why scales? Because I think I don't know.
Looks cooler in movies.
Looks cooler, and they thought they were a big lizard, so you make the connection like, oh, if this is a big lizard, I don't know why they think it's a big lizard. Maybe that's like that's probably above my pay grade. Obviously, I don't know what bones look like, but if you're some like lizard guy, like this looks like a lizard but huge,
Right.
I guess you're gonna assume they have scales.
Yeah. How's that cat, Hunter?
Like all the raptors, they thought they had scales, but really there's birds.
Right.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Big old T-Rex.
What I always think is funny is like the whole like insects thing. Insects are like how big they are compared to like how much oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. So,
Really?
like, yeah.
What?
So like, yeah, insects are like the size they are based on like, because they don't have like lungs. They get like it goes through their skin. So how big they are is compared to the amount of oxygen in the
It's quality kitty.
Earth's atmosphere.
Wait. Hold on.
I'm
Back up.
That was
just,
on a podcast.
Back up just a hot
Is that
second.
true? Yes, I said it.
They don't. They,
Anyways,
all right.
what were you saying?
So insects don't have lungs?
I don't think they do. I don't think they have like natural breathing lungs. Hunter, look it up. Hunter's poor Hunter.
This is a rough episode.
Need to have her
Fact check me.
Oh, well. The first one was do insects feel pain? I feel like that's more important.
Not really.
Feel something akin to acute pain.
Do fish feel pain?
That's the question. I like. What do you think? Do they feel pain?
How do you know?
How do you know? Well, see, I
How do they?
step on a dog's paw. I'm like, they felt that.
Why was the second thing to fish fart?
Oh, there's a book.
A book.
Fish do feel pain. It is likely different from what humans feel, but it is still a kind of pain.
Why is there any?
That made fishing so much better now.
There's
The potential harms such as high temperatures, intense pressure, and cause
This is on PETA's website.
Oh, yeah, screw them.
Fish feel pain. PETA.
Yeah, not biased at all.
There is as much
I mean-
evidence as fish feel pain and suffer as there is for birds. Fish
Oh,
do
birds
not
definitely feel
and its
pain.
implications. This one's .gov. It says fish do not feel pain. The one above
And
it
I'm
says
proud
fish feel
to
pain.
be an American, or at least I'm free.
Wow.
I mean, like, you would think they would feel pain, like taking them out of water.
It's a academic.
That is something
Published.
that I would have to look up
For
and
school.
cite.
Yes.
Gross.
Gross.
But what ranked
go
number
back,
one was PETA.
Go back to the PETA essay. I'm sure it's all fact. Is PETA a government organization?
No, it's non-profit. Well, non-profit.
Okay.
Crunchy people run it.
Crun-
What is that supposed to mean?
Is that some like term? I don't know. Like term, I don't know.
Crunchy.
But,
Hold up.
Informal. Politically. I've
Say
never
it.
heard that before.
say it. I want to know the definition.
This is number 2 from Oxford.
Oxford.
Number 1's a sharp noise. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah, You know. Number 2, informal, North American, politically and environmentally liberal.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that at?
You never heard somebody say crunchy?
I've never
No.
heard that.
What?
I'm gonna start using that.
A song that incorporates whale singing seems pretty crunchy. Urban Dictionary. Let's go.
Oh gosh.
Used to describe persons who have adjusted or altered their lifestyle for environmental reasons. Crunchy persons tend to be politically strongly left-leaning and may be additionally, but not exclusively, categorized as vegans, vegetarians, ecotarians,
Eco-terrorists.
conservationists, environmentalists, neo-hippies, tree huggers, and nature enthusiasts.
Dirty.
Use it in a sentence.
So you're. Oh, I know. This job. Well, say the sentence. Say it.
I need more crunchy guys in my life. I'm so tired of dating preppy metrosexual assholes. You crunchy hunter?
I'm heading out to the crunchy store. Oh man, that
So-
was in 2007.
What?
Yeah, that is. But I'll say metrosexual. People don't say that anymore.
Very metro.
Metro.
Modern day hippie.
I've talked about that before. Metro. It's like gay guys that aren't gay.
Yeah. It's a first
What?
of all, it's a first you homophobe. It's a style. All right. It is dressing like that. I'm saying like that to make it. You know, what I mean, it's not for me. Not sound like a bigot.
Wait,
We're not bigots.
E-boys?
No, e-boys are different. Well, I don't know. It actually could be. I have no
All right,
idea.
look up Metro in Urban Dictionary.
All right,
Oh,
not
bring
Urban
up New
Dictionary.
York.
That's mean.
It's not mean. It'll tell the truth.
The harsh truth.
Metro or metrosexual?
It's the
Just-
same thing.
Just click Metro.
Metrosexual.
Third sexual orientation. Somebody who dresses like gay, but not essentially gay.
Yes, the metrosexual means. Yeah.
Is what it says on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, that's what it is. But see, that used to be like, wasn't that used to be like a thing in like early 2000s?
Yeah, you very Metro.
Oh, like with the
2004.
highlights in your
Yeah.
hair.
Oh, the one from
Shout out,
2004
David.
says a male that cares about his appearance and hygiene, but is a heterosexual.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like the times are changing though.
Yeah, this one from 2018 where it says a gay that's not gay is.
Who writes those? By the way?
Hey,
Who do.
the
The author of this definition is Dildo777.
So I think his opinion probably matters on this topic. I would assume that he's probably a subject matter expert.
You can't spell analysis without anal.
So I clicked his name and it takes me to other stuff. He's also done the definition for analysis.
We can't say that one.
Aww.
He's done the analysis for passing gas.
To drive by a gas station without stopping. Oh.
I like crop dusting. That's my favorite.
That's just swamp vapors.
All right, this is great. This is great for people at home. Yeah.
We're sorry. Hey, Susan.
Ricky, do you know what penetrode means?
What does penetrode mean, Hunter, for the kids at home?
It's a trode able to penetrate cornhole.
Cornhole.
What is that?
Speaking of the mic, Hunter.
What's a trode? It's just a.
This is a bad rabbit hole to be on.
Yeah, like Urban Dictionary, man. Like who? How is that like an actual website at this point? Like
It's probably a very.
It's accurate. It's very accurate, I would say.
It's societal terms. It's not PC.
It's not
I
supposed to
remember.
be.
I remember like the first time I remember Urban Dictionary. You looked up the word "fuck" on Urban Dictionary, and in front of like our mom at the time. I was like 14 or something. I guess you were 18, and mom looked at you weird. Looked at you like you committed a crime when you said a sentence that only had that F word in it. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
But it was
You
like,
could have a whole sentence with only the F word.
and
You could know exactly what it means.
and you sat there and laughed and laughed. Mom just shook her head. It was funny.
It's true.
And then Marlon started to be Marlon.
I remember that because that was when like we had that big snow and.
Very vivid memory.
Marlon has some odd ones.
I do have some odd ones. Everyone does though. Don't y'all have like an odd memory that y'all think of, just like out of the blue? There's like why do I remember that? You know.
Yeah.
That's true. There's
Everyone
so many
everyone
things in
has odd
childhood.
memories.
There's so many, this big massive span, and it's not something incredible that happened. It's just like a random memory.
Yeah, it's just like why is
See,
that
I'm starting to have that with like middle school and high school era now.
old?
It is what it is.
No, I have some of that.
That's true. Stuff starts getting more patchy, and I'll be talking to somebody that's 40 or 50.
But
or
then
whatever.
somebody will jog my memory on something, and I'll be like, "Whoa, that happened."
That's true.
I did that like there was like
It
it was like some video game, and I ended up sending the video game because I was hoping you would remember it too. It was like some old Medal of Honor type game, and someone said something, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" There was a video game I used to play when I was like 3, and I went on a rabbit hole to find that game, and I did, and I was like, "Oh my!"
Isn't it crazy all the stuff that we know but we don't know we know?
Oh
Until
yeah,
somebody shows us.
it's just like in the back of your head.
You only know what you know. You don't know anymore.
That's what Yo Gotti said.
And I also heard, I was on TikTok and I heard a chime, and up sent it to you, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that chime." It was like that Arkham Asylum Batman game chime,
Yeah.
and I was like, because it plays all the time, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like." There's so much stuff like that. Like I said, like there's like memories that you don't remember until something happens.
right.
And I think that's so weird.
So
like,
weird.
You ever
It's like you house all of it, but you don't.
You ever be like
have access
walking
to
and
it.
you walk a certain way and you're like, or like trip and you trip the same way you tripped back in like middle school hallway. And you're like, oh my gosh.
I mean,
I don't remember hardly any middle school.
no, mine's very few. Most of my stuff I couldn't tell you a lot
I can
until
tell you a lot
somebody
about high
jogs my
school.
memory.
I can tell you a lot about high school.
I have a gap in high school for me. Junior year gap.
See, my gap in high school is like my first and second year of high school. I don't remember anything from my
No.
first and second year
Sophomore.
because I didn't like it. I didn't
remember.
like my first
I remember
and second year of high-
Spanish.
Yeah,
That's
remember,
crazy. I remember Spanish too.
yeah, but Spanish was a goof off class.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And
It was the
we were
most
in there
serious
with
goof.
a bunch of upperclassmen
That were
just
hilarious.
delinquents.
Yeah,
Delinquents. Yeah,
Mhm.
I had the exact same experience. I think everyone has that
Yeah.
experience.
it's the whole point of Spanish.
Yeah.
You're-
Actually, no. Well, we weren't those people.
See, like I was
No,
like,
no. We weren't those people because we got in Spanish early to
Early.
get out. Those delinquents were in Spanish
Because
they
they were like-
had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, oh crap, I guess I gotta do Spanish now.
Mhm.
That's because,
Facts.
yes.
Yeah.
But like, for me, like my gap for my junior year is because like I was in that special kids school, and like that's all I did was homework, and I don't know,
I picked up Celtic Heroes.
I guess I zoned in. So for me, like my first 2 years of high school, I remember much more from that, especially my second year, sophomore, and like senior year, I don't remember anything because of COVID. So like, when I think back on my high school, it's just sophomore.
What's crazy is when you get older, it just keeps expanding because somebody will be talking to me, like so it's 40 or 50, and they'll be like, hey, what was that car I had? The third car I had. I had it in my 20s. I mean, how do you not remember? If something very simple, you'd be like, why would you not remember that?
Until,
then
you,
if
until
you
you've had
talk-
15 cars and you're 60
Right.
years old.
But if you talk to a high schooler, they would probably be, yeah, I remember middle school. Yeah, I remember freshman year.
Yeah, I also was thinking about that because I
And
was
it's
like,
just, as you get older, you just remember
I think,
bits and pieces.
yeah, and one good example of that is because like, I used to know all my schedules from like, I think I was like, probably like a senior in high school. I remember my like 8th grade schedule. I remember like my freshman schedule, like every class I went to and every class I took. I think it was like a couple months ago. I was thinking like, what classes did I take when I was a sophomore?
No shot. The only thing I remember
Miss
was
R's.
Miss R's was at lunch because we would take our
Hey,
books.
hey.
Yeah,
I'd like to keep my high school diploma.
No, it didn't help us. We still made 40s. We took our books and it didn't help us. We've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
before.
we've already talked about that, and yeah, they changed the rules because of y'all because of that.
Yeah.
Now it's funny. There's no important classes in that period. There are no math classes in that period. There are no.
It's just all marketing with Miss
It's-
Thomas.
Yeah,
hey.
It's like marketing and art and band and stuff like that. There are no.
Oh,
Band's not important?
hold on. Hot take. What'd you tell me the other day at the gym? Steam or something?
Oh. Yeah, the Steam's a thing now. Which you guys
I don't
will
want to talk
probably
about it. I don't want to talk about
Okay,
it. We're not
okay.
talking about Steam. It
I mean, you're still in school, so it probably might affect
It will
you.
act. Yes, it actively makes me mad
Why?
because they don't deserve it.
Oh!
They don't deserve it. Not one bit.
Why not?
Not one bit. The amount of pain I go through is nowhere near because
Hear me out. Hear me out first.
the reason. All right, I'll make
All
my
right,
point.
All right, then,
because I'm
then
in
hear
it.
me out.
All right, Steam. All right, whole point about STEM, and the reason why it's coveted the way it's coveted is because it's hard. People are like, oh, we need more women in STEM. I was like, yeah, right. It's hard. They get into it. If those women work to be in that hard major, that hard area, it's like the barrier to entry is like huge. You get in there and you have to struggle. All right, the people in like biomedical it's hard. You know, chem majors are hard. Like neurology students, it's hard. All right, it's hard to do that. And so like having that badge of honor, like yeah, I'm in STEM, like that's important. It's like being in the NBA. All right, you're doing all that work, you get in the NBA, and so like, oh, I'm in the NBA. I'm in the NBA. I'm in the NBA. But like, someone in high school is like, oh, I'm also in the NBA. Yeah, I'm in the NBA. I play high school basketball. No, and that's what it is. And it's what it comes from. It comes from art students feeling left out and being like, well, because like they want to be prestigious too. They want to like, because
You know what
They
it
want to
is?
show that their education's worth something.
Yeah,
that they
they-
paid 80 grand
Yes,
for
they-
a reason.
because of STEM being a thing, they're like, oh, like I just said, women in STEM, like, oh,
It's
like,
discrimination.
yeah,
It's in their eyes. It's
it's
discrimination.
in their eyes, it's discrimination because like, oh, I'm a STEM major, yeah, I'm STEM, yeah, and like they're like, well, like, and like some art person be like, well, I'm not in STEM. It's like, well, you're not in STEM. You're not in the club. You're not in the club. You're not in STEM.
Yeah.
Because they're in art, and so they feel bad, and they want to be in STEAM. They're like, oh, well, they're art, and now it has devalued. It has devalued STEM. That's what it has. It's
Because
devalued
everything.
that word.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Steve-
not in it?
There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Business.
Yeah. It is-
Chad's still out.
Chad don't care.
Chad don't care. Chad don't care. It's business. But it has devalued the work that all those people put in. That's what it has done. It's devalued the work, and now they're going to create a new word, and that's what's going to happen. It'll be, I don't know.
You think they'll create something new
Yes.
to counter that?
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
It's called STEM.
Yeah, and there's
What do you think, Hunter? Coming from the A in the world.
Oh, no. I don't necessarily agree with this, but it was a very hypothetical question that could possibly lead into others is why I was going to say it. But what if, now granted, it might not be as important to the world, which probably will be your answer, but say the people in these are struggling as hard as you are.
Are
in
they?
your no, I mean, hypothetical. No,
all right.
no,
Let's
no.
say hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if your IQ's 200 and this person's IQ's 10, obviously, if a one homework sheet to them is going to be way harder than calculus is to you. You see what I'm saying?
Easiest math, but yes.
But But no, I'm just very, very
Yeah,
hypothetical.
I get your hypothetical. However,
But I do see that
that's
if there's
not
not
how
as
you-
much
that's-
value to
that's
it, and that's
not
not how
how-
society looks at it. Because if you're dumb, you're dumb.
Because-
Find something else that you're better
because
at.
that's the thing is, it's like it's basically saying like, oh, it'd be like giving engineering diplomas for people in communications. All right, it devalues the engineering degree, and therefore no one cares about it anymore.
You think we're getting to a point in society
It always happens. This always happens.
But
where
also, is STEM even a thing?
it was a very big thing? At least when I
STEM?
was in.
But like,
Yeah.
so you put that on your resume. I'm in STEM.
No, you don't put.
No,
No, it's not like
It's a culture. Pretty much. It's a culture type thing.
Yeah, you don't say you're in STEM, but there's like STEM focused grants. There's STEM like it's like all right, this is okay. I probably can't say this, but like say you were culturally
Says it anyways.
No, I'm going to try to like
Mhm.
dance around it. As much
Yes.
as I
Yes.
can.
No. Yeah.
Say you're culturally different, and you can do culturally different events that other cultural people can't do. It's like that.
Yeah. I have a friend who goes to a club for people from Nepal. I can't go, obviously.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
that.
It's
It's like that.
It's like that. So it's like, and like he gets. I don't think he doesn't get special grants, but hypothetically speaking, he could if the organization.
Right.
Because-
okay.
And like, first of all, there's like 10 of them. Now the people from.
So it doesn't matter in the actual world. It matters in.
It matters
It
in
matters
the
when you're
education.
in there.
It matters in the educational world, which that's what it's for. It's what it strains from. It's not for.
It's not.
I was in STEM. You don't say that when you're doing your thing. Do like in an interview, they're like, "Well, yeah, you're an
You're
engineer."
in STEM. We're an engineering
So it's
company.
like, well, we're an engineering firm. I
Hope so.
hope so. Anyways, your degree, it's not for that. It's like what it said. It's like,
Companies like Tesla can donate to STEM.
yeah, it's
And
very,
no, it's not going to.
it's-
To art.
yeah, it's like,
Somebody had to design the
like-
Tesla. What?
like, yeah, an engineer
Yeah.
designed a Tesla.
No,
They,
but like
they didn't get an art major to go like, this is very aerodynamic. We should do this. No, this is
Oh, the design of it.
industrial designers.
yeah, but
But I think those are like engineers though. The artsy engineers.
they're RT engineers. I took some classes. They're cool. Anyway, all right, that doesn't matter. Is it,
Very sidetracked.
yeah. I guess that's probably another point. It's like, oh, I want to me being, let's say Elon got into science, wants to donate more into science. He would donate into STEM.
Those
However,
funds would be allocated to
and
science.
and that would be on the news of like Elon donates to STEM, and people in art will feel left out and it's like, well, I do stuff, you know, so they want it to be STEAM. However, everyone in STEM just ignores them.
Is it official or at Tech?
I've never seen it at Tech.
No.
Well, I bet it.
I feel like it's more
I bet-
high school right now.
It probably is
'Cause
more
we're,
high
we're
school,
doing some events for it.
and it's also depends on where you are. I bet in the art buildings, it is STEAM. However, in Goodwin, it is STEM. Goodwin being the engineering building.
Yeah,
I bet that's what it is.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
Yep.
In art places, it's STEAM. It's like,
Everywhere else.
we're in that. We're just like those people working on brains. We're just like them. Same level. I paint, do pottery. She looks at brains and fixes them. Same level.
It's really the same if you get deep enough. She's just painting a brain.
Just painting. Checkmate. Yeah,
Sheesh.
I bet that's the way it is. I bet if I go to like those artsy buildings at Tech, which I don't even know, they're like on the other side of the campus.
It goes back to everybody gets a participation trophy.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's going on forever, and that will always go on. The goalposts will always be moved. Like eventually, STEAM will be a thing, and people in STEM are gonna be like, "Well, I guess we gotta do something new."
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that way, and it always will be.
Mm-hmm. I feel like too many people get mad at that.
What
With
like
the goalpost being moved,
or like
Yeah,
me
just
being
in-
mad with
No. In general, a lot of people get upset that the goalpost will be moved because they don't realize, or they never take into consideration that the goalpost is always being moved.
it's always been moved. Yeah.
Well, if people
Like they're almost mad at
if people
the
didn't
world or society.
if the world didn't
Like
try
the
to
Russians
level
get mad when we said we won the space race. When we moved the goal. We did that so hard. We moved the goalpost. Like, see, the entire thing was about going to the moon. We did it. We're stopping. We won. We won the race. The Russians are like, well, I mean, technically, like, nope.
We won.
We won. Shut up. We won. So, scoreboard.
2 World Wars.
Back to back.
Back to back, baby.
No, yeah. So maybe I don't know. It's just
How do you feel about it, Elliot?
I don't care.
What was the hypothetical you were going to ask earlier? Do you ever think we'll get to a point in society?
Oh well, like I guess not, because we're always moving in that direction where we're always finding something to have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and even if my biggest thing is that I don't care about a lot, like 80% of what's going on in the like political scene, because 80% of it are non-issues.
Yeah.
And I don't say non-issues. They're issues, but they're not like
Issues.
they're not issues. I can't think of something without. Let me try to think of something without me getting canceled. I can't.
COVID.
But sure, I say COVID now. Like it's like people like complaining about, oh, we need to do this. Like, all right, yeah, COVID is still an issue. I guess it is. However, we have other things to deal with. This is an issue at the moment. You know what's an issue? The pothole I keep hitting every time. No, like seriously, like an issue is like America's infrastructure that China is deep dicking us right now and destroying us in.
All right.
And like we all laughed at China 20 years ago about they want to put in trains and all this junk. It'll take them forever. No, they did it. They're doing it.
So
They're almost done.
You want to know something that's crazy?
And we're still doing it in the same highway system.
When
You talk about the bacteria that solved Japan's railway system?
what are you talking
Oh, you haven't seen that?
All right, hold that thought.
We'll
It's
come back to
incredible.
that. We'll go back to that.
It's incredible.
We'll come back to that. So in China they don't have like any type of regulations when it comes to anything that they need. So like in the United States, like development, it is like political nightmare to have something developed or built or anything. But in China, they literally built a hospital in like 20 days.
That, Elliot, is the age-old debate. Literally, it is the age-old debate versus authoritarianism versus democracy. Literally, that's that.
Are you saying it doesn't have to be approved, or are you just saying the videos we've all seen on the internet where it's like, if this was your commute to work, sorry, you're not going to work for 7 days because we will work 24 hours a day for 7 days.
But that's not.
This
That's
bridge
not.
will be done. Like they do a 4-year project in a week. Is that you're saying that, or are you saying they don't need to ask? If I wanted to go build, I don't have to get a DEQ permit, or I don't have to make sure it's in town licensing.
They don't have to worry about like
They just build.
They
The
just
government
build.
just builds.
They're like we need hospitals, we need new infrastructure, we need this. Where it's taken my engineering company 2 years to get through anything.
That's because like there's all that junk. However, if it's one man leading a committee, and that man could be like, all right, we're gonna do this, we need that now, do it. There are no people saying, well, why don't we switch? Well, let's do that. Let's do that infrastructure bill, but let's put in this also. Let's put in this bill banning high capacity mags. Let's put this in too. It's like they're like, well, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. It's like, well, I guess I won't vote for this bill then. You know, it's like well, no, we need this bill. This body's like, well, I'll vote for it to put in this high capacity mag illegal. Yeah. It's like that,
right?
And like so that's the age old debate. But also that's not just like China. Japan does that. I've seen Japan build, actually not build, but fix
you want to know something crazy?
Fix a road in seconds. But that's not just with China though. Like Japan, like I saw them like a time lapse of them fixing a road in like seconds. You know, seconds. Well, obviously the time lapse, but it's like for a couple of days. However, like
in theory, it's
seconds.
Majors, huh? STEM. He took thermo.
Hunter, the bacteria thing.
Oh,
the thing that we're gonna switch back to.
That was a setup. Basically, TikTok, of course.
TikTok, naturally.
But there's a podcast. It might have been wrote. There's some scientists talking about it, and full circle to what we were talking about earlier about bacteria evolving so quickly and everything. They said these scientists in Japan, what they did is they took their current railway system or infrastructure, whatever. They took some sort of the streets and made a maze, and they put bacteria in one end in it, and just let it grow, right, or evolve, whatever it did. I could be butchering the technical terms, but in general, it's enough sense for you to catch what I'm saying. And within 24 or 48 hours, it was something crazy. It was really fast, a week, whatever it was. It had completely remapped itself. So not only it did what it needed to get through the maze, or to get from
it's the most efficient path or something.
But they had food plots for the bacteria, or whatever you feed bacteria, set up to the main hot spots of the city. This train terminal, this train terminal, this train, because you can't rebuild the city completely. So they had the hot spots with food, and the bacteria grew its way to the food, and it made itself in certain paths, and the way it evolved or the way it strengthened up in certain ways to get from one to the next. However it did that, they started looking into it, and within 24 or however many hours, it had completely rerouted the entire Japanese train system to be like 200% more effective than it ever was.
Makes sense. Like the same way.
It was just like, wow. And this is bacteria.
Yeah. Same way humans do the same thing. Humans do the exact same thing. If you look at the drill field at Virginia Tech.
Oh
yeah.
There's certain paths that are they're like that because humans always take the quickest route no matter what. Like we do not make sharp turns. We always take the quickest route. Mm-hmm. I noticed that even like on my walking, I always walk through this little patch of grass, and it's like barely grass. There's no grass there basically because everyone does that.
Mm-hmm.
Humans always take the best route. We do the same thing.
Yeah.
We always take the quickest route.
What you used to tell me, huh? When we were walking around Virginia Tech, we take a shortcut.
Oh, shortcuts create erosion. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
that is crazy.
Full circle to our
about.
point.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you're right. Humans do that as well.
We do the same thing.
But
we can't.
We couldn't be as effective because within 24 hours it had figured out everything, every way to get to the. It basically, and I think they were even saying.
We just can't do it as fast.
I think they remapped a lot of the train system based on that study, where they did a bunch of new work. Like their next infrastructure was based on that because it was so accurate and so precise and so efficient. They used it. It wasn't just like, oh, that's cool. It went from this place to this. It was like, this is smart. Why did we not think about this? And you're right. Maybe if there was nothing else there, we would be. But it was a maze of streets or whatever, and food plots were on the main points, and it was super efficient, super quick.
That is pretty cool.
Nerd.
Pretty impressive.
But you guys got to realize,
art major couldn't have done that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, someone had to draw up the city.
That's true.
Probably somebody in CAD.
Somebody designed.
Civil engineer.
Somebody designed the flow of the walls in the railways.
An architect.
No. An architect used a design that an artist created.
I don't know. That's a T-Wizzle thing.
T-Wizzle doesn't create designs.
He makes circle windows. Greasy.
That's no. I mean,
wait, how does that work?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway, circle windows and circle buildings are the worst.
Architects.
But wouldn't like the force on the window be like not?
Or curved walls. What was he saying? Though it makes the space flow better.
I get why you don't like architects.
Yeah.
Because stuff like that.
It's like just put it in a point, 90 degrees.
Yeah. It's like you're doing this. You're making this like way harder than it has to be.
Yeah. We were walking through our building yesterday, and the project manager was giving me a little tour or an update on everything. We walked into the boardroom, and the ceiling had like an outside layer, or like 2 foot in. Around the ceiling, and then the middle of it was exposed. And I was like, are they putting something weird there? And he's like, no, it's a drop-in ceiling. It's made where it opens up higher in the middle, so it makes the room feel bigger. I don't know, man. It's an architect thing.
Yeah, but there's like they do like a lot of like modern architecture is like they do it because I don't know. It's like it doesn't look like I think Tech's architecture looks really nice.
You mean
I mean, a lot of
castle?
it's
Yeah, but see, like that architecture, it's engineering. It makes sense. The reason why it's like that, and it's not stupid. It's just like, oh, everything's there is kind of for a purpose other than the spikes, but like,
But
yeah.
a lot of that stuff does have more truth to it than you think. Probably the flow of space, the openness.
yeah,
all
like the
that.
open ceiling.
And then
You're right, it does make it feel
Fun
better.
fact,
But
we can end on this, but did you know if you ever go to an event center or anything, you notice the carpet is the ugliest carpet you've ever seen and it's super busy? It's because it's a psychological thing where if the carpet's really busy, you don't want to stand there. It makes you keep moving.
yeah,
So if you ever
there's a
notice
lot of
at
stuff
an
like
event
that.
center,
I'm just thinking movie theater carpet.
Yep. Movie theater carpet, yeah. It's not meant for you to gather there. It's meant to keep you moving. That's why it's busy.
Interesting.
All right.
All right,
well,
well,
we're gonna cut it there. We really
this
appreciate
is,
you not listening
This has
to
been
us
Simple
this
Mind
far.
Podcast episode 56. Thank you. Bye.
Take someone outdoors. Peace.
Peace.